Alright, so it's obvious that many weird and downright creepy Legos exist in the world. After all, they've been around for over 7 decades. So, from an awesome knitting machine to Lego majorly messing up on adapting a beloved character, these are some of the weirdest Lego knockoffs that you can find. Number 1. Squidward figurine. Just look at this. Look at how they did my boy Squidward. No wonder he complains so much about his talents being wasted. A few years down the line, Lego even tried to release a reimagined figurine that had the iconic nose and a better look at his face, but it still couldn't encapsulate what Squidward should look like. Well, thankfully though, I'm sure that eventually one of the fans will manage to give this character some much needed representation. But don't worry, while Lego dropped the ball on this figurine, the next item on our list is much weirder. Number 2. Knitting machine. Okay, do you like knitting? I always thought that knitting was pretty cool, but I am pretty dreadful at anything where you have to keep your hands steady for a long period of time. As you can see from this footage right here, this knitting machine has already surpassed me. It's an automated knitting machine made entirely of Lego. Just think about that for a minute. If something like Lego can achieve these feats, then I really feel like the AI revolution might be a reality. But until the time robots take over, we can still enjoy some highly skilled and creative works made by humans, like the next item on our list. Number 3. Realistic minifigure. Alright, so this one looks a little creepy, but it's still an amazing show of skill. YouTuber North of the Border decided to make a custom Lego figure, and it looks amazing. It's made from clay and has some awesome textures and precise details. Honestly, I really like it when fans manage to do weird and nerdy things like this, and even if the hyper-realism of the figure makes it look kind of creepy, I still think it's an amazing testament to the love fans have for Lego. But while the past few items on our list have been pretty upbeat, the next one on our list has a certain controversy attached to it. Number 4. Lego police items. Alright, so this one was not a controversy with the Lego sets themselves, but rather a controversy regarding current events. In 2020, the death of George Floyd ignited nationwide protests to end police brutality. The hate for the men in blue was at an all-time high, and rightfully so. You might be well versed with the various Lego sets relating to law enforcement, like a firehouse set, a police station set, and even the White House set. So, during this time of great turmoil, Lego decided to completely stop advertising for these sets. Whether it was because they knew nobody would buy them, or to show their support for the movement remains unknown though. And if that wasn't bad enough, the next item is also extremely controversial, but for very good reasons. Number 5. Lego rifle. One thing we need to get straight is that as time has gone by, gun violence has not only increased, it's also getting more and more media coverage to prevent such incidents in the future. Any loss of life is a tragedy, and that's what makes this item so controversial. The Lego rifle obviously doesn't pose a threat, but do we really want the next generation of kids, the ones who'll be in charge of all the policies in the future, running around with realistic looking toy guns at the ages of 6 and 7? Yeah, no. I think I'll pass. After all, if you teach kids to carry toy guns around when they grow up, they might end up carrying actual firearms with them later down the line. But okay, enough about that. Let's talk about something a little more upbeat now. Number 6. Mr. Gold. The story of Willy Wonka and his golden tickets is pretty well known by all of us, and a few years back, Lego decided that it could use that same story to make a huge profit. They released nearly 5,000 Mr. Gold figurines that could be found in random minifigurine packs, and the internet quickly found out, with thousands of Lego fans feverishly buying Lego packs in the hopes of earning a cool figurine and permanent bragging rights. The only issue? Many of the products were actually defective, either looking more like bronze than gold or even missing a hat. But still, Mr. Gold remains a popular part of the Lego canon, and many long-term fans of the brand would easily recognize the figure. But if we're talking about recognizable characters, then we have to talk about the Lego adaptation of one of my favorite shows. Number 7. Breaking Bad. Asking whether you've watched or heard of the show Breaking Bad is like asking whether the sun rises every morning. Everyone knows this show, so when an independent company decides to make a whole Lego set bringing this show to life in Lego form, it's safe to say that it was pretty well received. A lot of people bought the set, even though it had a huge cost of $250. However, the actual Lego Corporation decided to distance itself from the product, mostly because of the show having too much adult content. And today, it exists as a niche little find that some of the hardcore fans know about. Number 8. Concentration camp. This one is not a joke. A guy actually went, got pieces from Lego for an undisclosed reason, and then made this abomination. Even though the events happened multiple decades ago, the scars still remain. And honestly, it's just not cool to immortalize one of the worst places in all of history as something kids can play with and build. Although the creator made the set so people could see the horrors of the event and chose a monochrome color palette to signify the same thing, it was still extremely controversial, and many people felt like their pain was being turned into profit. Number 9. Batwing Flyer. Okay, this one is seriously awesome. This Batwing Flyer was released as an introductory piece as part of the Fright Night sub-theme and truly encapsulates what LEGO is all about. You can make a medieval Batlord minifigure fly on a medieval plane, something which is only possible in the world of LEGO. Okay, while that is something that never happened in real life, let's talk about the time LEGO made a set on historical instances. Number 10. LEGO Woman of NASA. I like it, you like it. Almost everyone likes it when the people who have worked hard and done amazing things get the attention they deserve. And what could be a better way to garner love and raise awareness for the awesome women who've worked for NASA than a LEGO set dedicated to them? It featured really amazing people like Sally Ride, an American astronaut and physicist, and Mae Jemison, an American engineer. It was really a beautiful set, but unfortunately, a lot of trolls decided that this was an attempt at fake catering and caused so much backlash that it ended up hurting the sales of the product. But while that was fans being rude, sometimes even LEGO drops the ball. Number 11. Kangaroo. This build just looks cursed. It was featured in the LEGO Creator as a part of the monthly mini-build series. As the name suggests, these are smaller builds that can be done in an hour or two and are pretty fun to take on. And like all LEGO builds, they try and maintain a level of realism so anyone who takes one can look at it, know what it is, and enjoy playing with it. But sometimes, even multi-billion-dollar corporations mess up, and this set is the result of that. I've been told that this is a kangaroo, but really, who could have figured that one out? Okay, let's talk about something that would be loved by all Americans watching right now. Number 12. LEGO Statue of Liberty. Now this is something that I really like. I think this one has something for everyone, but it's definitely one of the most satisfying LEGO sets to build and look at. But a lot of people did complain about the monochromatic color scheme and the final product not being worth the work. But honestly, I really liked it. Anyway, let's move on to the next item on our list, which is a weird town square. Number 13. Town Square. Okay, so if I said that I love chips and Jell-O together, most of you would tell me that that's such a cursed and nonsensical combination. But apparently, LEGO thinks that it's perfectly normal to mix two things that don't mesh well together and have no similar characteristics. I am, of course, referring to this set, featuring a town square which has a mix of both classic and modern characters. I don't know if this sold well or not, but it just looks weird and totally like a mess to me. But oh well, whatever makes you happy, LEGO. Whatever makes you happy. Number 14. LEGO Luke Skywalker. Okay, so anything that features Star Wars should pretty much always do well. It's such a huge franchise and still receives so much adoration from fans and creators alike. And a lot of the stuff released by LEGO does look awesome, and at the very least is better than anything Disney does. Basically, it's just a plastic toy. No pieces you build it with, no amazing experience of making a fun set, just a plastic toy with the LEGO label slapped on top of it. I seriously don't get it when LEGO manages to mess up such beloved characters that should be easy money for LEGO. But just like this one, the next one is a beloved character butchered by the brand. Number 15. LEGO Buildable Batman. They had one simple job: make a beautiful buildable LEGO Batman. They had so many good comic suits to choose from, and really they could have just done it in so many amazing ways. If they wanted a bulky look, the Justice Buster suit was right there waiting to be adopted. But no. They decided to make this abomination. Just one look at this and you already feel like it's just drab and isn't pleasing to look at all. And it isn't even accurate. Oh, the horrors of seeing a Batman with a double-bladed sword and those spiky bits at the back. Honestly, the weirdest LEGO build I've seen so far, and definitely the one I hated the most. And this is why it's here. For messing up the world's best detective. I think all of us can agree that Legos are beloved by all. These little blocks and pieces have become pretty well known, not just as a building material of epic proportions, but also for their lethality. Just one step on a small Lego piece, and you might not walk again. But In all seriousness, LEGO has been around for over 7 decades, or close to 75 years. In those long years, there have been a total of 6 billion LEGO parts that have been produced. But no matter how amazing a company may be, it'll sometimes make mistakes and ship an unfinished or weird item. So anyways, which LEGO set did you think was the weirdest? Just let me know in the comments below. But the most important thing that you could do for me right now is to subscribe. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.